We're going live.
Are we live? Are we there? Are we there yet?
We are officially live!
Lighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, kids from 1 to 92, Matt and Charlie are back. We're on the case just like an attorney. We haven't had a show in a while.
It's too long. Was it been a month? I think it's been like a month.
Yes, I think the
I was
last time we had a show was when we had Amanda Suffolk and Rick Ector on before the NRA uh, board elections.
and what happened with that, Charlie?
I'll tell you what happened with that. Amanda Suffolk got voted onto the the NRA board of directors. Rick Ector did not, but this past weekend in Indianapolis, he was elected as the 76th member. So Amanda has a 3-year term, and Rick has a 1-year term, and that's what's going to happen. So Rick was out there pushing to get himself elected, and he called me. I called him and told him. I said, "Hey, listen, I voted for you twice now. It feels like I'm in Chicago."
Hey, you see some of those videos coming out of Chicago? Holy cow, there's
Oh,
anarchy
dude.
in the streets.
So this is nice to see. In the airports that I was in today, they had Fox News on, and a lot of the Fox News shows were talking about how crime and violence has increased in New York, run by a Democrat, and
Beep,
Chicago, the new Democrat,
beep.
running there as well. So
Yeah.
good evening, Patriots. Mr. Petrolino, the Penn Patriots tuned in. So yeah, so it's and I don't want to say it's interesting to see, but the violence is going up in the cities that are run by the Democrats. So
Be armed where you can legally be armed. Carry pepper spray and carry your fists. And learn how to use
got
them.
it. So what have you been up to, man?
Oh goodness, we've been just getting the farm ready for the season. I was working on the bees yesterday for quite a few hours, and we've been adding tweaks to the Airbnb, adding a hot tub. And we've got a RV that we're getting ready, so I'm putting a pad in the back, clearing streams out with the backhoe, and fixing bridges. Oh, the part-time farmer's life, right? But other than that,
It's the
teaching.
glamorous life that you live here.
I was out in Michigan a couple weeks ago, maybe 3-4 weeks ago, teaching a UTM instructor certification out there. I'm going to be
Nice.
out in your neck of the woods in the next couple of weeks for
Oh,
one of our guests,
all right.
Kerrie, teaching a pepper spray instructor course
Doing a
out
pepper
there.
spray. I had someone message me last week with they had a spent shell case, and they're like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, that's a UTM round. She's like, what's
Nice.
UTM? And so I had to send her a picture, and I sent her a picture of my buddy Mark Lindblom,
Hmm.
because I shot him in the back when we did the UTM class last year. And I said, even though they're non-lethal rounds, they'll still leave a welt if you shoot your buddy in the back.
Yep. Yep. They
So
definitely don't feel good.
yeah, so Steve here, you're not making any syrup?
Oh, Steve, every time I see his posts, I'm like, yep, got to do syrup. I'm hoping in the next few months after I get the hot tub in the RV pad set up, is to buy a setup, buy a building to be able to put everything in, because I need a honey hut sugar shack is what I'm going to call it, for all the honey production and then all the maple syrup production. So not this year, but the goal is next year I'm going to tap all the trees, or at least mark out all the trees this year before the winter sets in.
I got to tell you, I could use a honey nut for my sugar shack as well. Wait, I could use a sugar shack for my honey
That
nut?
just doesn't sound right. It just doesn't sound right.
Not at all. All right, speaking of
So,
not sounding right, let's just move right in. We
no,
are
no,
going to
no. What
bring
have you been up
oh,
to? Come on, you asked me.
me.
I'm not gonna.
Oof.
It's not all just
Right,
about
this is how
me.
it works.
Two people.
So I've been having classes have been hopping in Massachusetts for me for the last month and a half, 2 months.
Nice.
And I just came back from the NRA annual meetings in Indianapolis, Indiana, and it really is the biggest family reunion that there is. Getting together with your friends. To me, it's not about the gear, because I can't afford the gear, and half the gear that they have there I can't own because I live in occupied territory. And so it's more about making connections with the people and the companies that I've made friends with, and yeah, it's going up to people. and hanging out with the people. So this was really funny. We had Mike Harris, who's the not the executive director, the legal. He's with the Gun Owners Action League, so he's the group here in Massachusetts, and he's walking around. He's got his tongue hanging out of his mouth. He's like, "Oh my God, I didn't know there were so many AR companies." I'm like, "Dude, they're like a dime a dozen."
Yeah.
You know. So so that is what I'm up to, and I'm actually heading down to Philadelphia tomorrow.
Cool.
Filming a couple shows in Philly and stopping in New Jersey on the way back on Wednesday and filming a show there. So I'm on vacation week from school, so I'm working like a dog on the side hustle.
Nice. Awesome.
So,
Sounds like you're getting around.
oh man, you got it. All right, let's bring in the ladies, shall we? The first
I
one
think
we are
we
going to
should.
pull up here is Renee Gagne.
Hello.
She is the Rhode Island. Did I say it right? Rhode Island. She is the Rhode Island DC Project gal, DC Project delegate, and we're also going to bring in Kerrie and Auclair, who is the Massachusetts DC Project delegate. Ladies, what's happening?
Hey guys, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So Charlie, I just wanted to say that we're the DC Project directors of the state.
Directors. Sorry, I never know what the right title is.
I know. It's like blah, blah, blah. So the delegates are the members.
The delegates are the members.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a fancy word for member.
Gotcha.
All right, directors. 'Cause I'm almost like it's the DC Project gals, and then I'm like, do they get offended if I call them gals?
No.
And then I'm like, they're the DC Project representatives are usually what I say.
Yeah.
All good.
It's all good.
So now you guys have a TV show together too, right?
Yes. Sisters in Arms, a firearms story.
That is really cool. I like that. And the distance. So when you guys obviously record in person. So how far do you live apart from each other to do that, or from the studio?
Oh,
10 minutes.
Oh,
Renee lives in Massachusetts, but she lives half in Rhode Island. Long story. I'll let her explain that.
My fiance lives in Charlestown, Rhode Island, so I spend half my life there.
Gotcha.
And that's probably where we're going to end up, because he's a captain fishing, and he's got the boat on the water, and why would he want to come here? So
well, I think both the states are cool. I mean,
yeah,
I'm in New York, so we all live in commie states.
Yes.
You're the least commie, though, kind of. I mean, I would think out of the three of us, you have the least commie state that you're planning on moving to.
Rhode Island?
Yeah.
It was until now.
Oh no.
Yep. They just did away with the magazines, more than 10 rounds. They're into the AR ban. That just got passed. It's basically Massachusetts, but 20 years later.
Yeah.
A little slow on the uptake down there.
But the funny thing is, when we started dating, he would make fun of me, like, you can only have 10 rounds, like this evil, like, right? And now I look at him and I'm like,
you're like, now let me educate you on something that I've been familiar with for a long time.
See how you like it.
Right. It was all fun and games when it wasn't happening to his state, and now he's been very quiet these last couple of weeks.
So since he's a fisherman, is he going to lose his pre-ban mags, his high cap magazine in a boating accident?
Well, yeah, that
like,
might be.
Like I could say this, and they're like, "You don't have a boat." I'm like, "Dude, I could pull out one of those tinfoil boats you make, right?"
Yeah. Well, Charlie, you were with us that day when the accident happened.
That's right, and I had all my guns with me. And,
that's right.
That's what happened.
I don't know what happened. It's in the drink.
I do not recall.
Right. I misremember.
My problem would be I've got a boat, but it's like a little 13-foot rowboat in the back pond, and the pond isn't that big. So if I lose it in a boating accident, it ain't gonna be too hard to find.
Right. Yeah. You gotta go magnet fishing, right?
Yeah.
That's funny.
That is too funny. Too funny.
So let's see. We got some more. Let's see. We've got.
What do we got? We have somebody here from Florida. Oh yeah. Hold on. We got hello from Ken from Florida.
Hey, Ken.
Hello.
Jeannie's here.
Yep.
Jean's here. Sorry. She's here with Steve. Do they get? Are they 2 views? I think they are 2 views.
Yes,
Which,
keep it up.
is good. Come
like
on, as
that.
long as they're both for riding shotgun, that's all that matters.
They're not.
Tab is here, and Gizzard Gary's here. I ran into Gizzard Gary at the media room at the NRA this past weekend.
Very
So
cool.
It was nice to catch up with Gary. He's out there pressing the flesh and doing all the stuff and getting all the videos and
When you say that, that just seems so.
I know, right?
Like
like
a single man can get away with that. A married man would get in trouble. You cannot press in the flesh.
This is true. Vanessa Kitty is here as well. Oh
Yeah,
gee,
first time.
Geez, what did I say the first time? I can't
I
remember.
don't know.
I
Daniel.
don't know. Yes, and Daniel's from Kansas. So cool. So, talk to us, ladies. How did you ladies become gun gals? Did you grow up hunting and shooting? Was it a thing? And how did all this come about?
Who's going first?
I did not grow up with guns. Not one bit. My father was a Marine in Vietnam, but he was not a gun guru. Actually, total opposite. I actually got involved with guns from my husband. My husband worked third shift and felt that we needed to have some protection in the home. Mike Harris. And yo. And so I got my license to carry. He heard a horrible story of a family that got it was a home invasion in Connecticut, and so that kind of really prompted him for us to get our license to carry. I'm not going to go into the details, but it was pretty horrible, and that's pretty much it. And then after that, I had a incident happen with my kids at a home where they were with somebody in the house that had a firearm, and their child was looking for the key to get into the gun box. And so at that point, it kind of revved me to go forward to educate myself, my family, and then it just took off from there. Well, and that's when I started watching Kelly Pigeon from YouTube, and we started chatting behind the scenes. And she told me, "Why don't you start up a Armed Women of America?" Back then, the Well-Armed Women Shooting Chapter, and that's what we did. And then I got Renee and a few other ladies to help me out, and it just took off from there, and we haven't stopped. It's just been an amazing journey.
And it's awesome to see, Kellyanne Pigeon and Diana Muller and whatnot, and just the momentum and how many other women they're bringing into the industry and bringing in as instructors in the industry at that too, because I usually have anywhere from 25 to 50% of the women people in my classes are women, but I know a lot of other instructors say that they hardly have any women, and women usually say it's because they feel intimidated. So I mean, that's a good thing for me, I guess, but I guarantee there's a lot of women out there that decide not to get into the industry or not to get a gun because of that intimidation factor, because they can't find a woman to train with or the right male instructor that they like.
Right. And I think that when we first started the Women's Shooting Chapter, I think we were in a whole different situation where we had a lot of men that were at the range that supported us. But we started hearing a lot of women that didn't feel comfortable being supported by a man on the line, on the firing line. So they wanted to be trained by a woman. And then we started hearing, the chatter and honestly, and Renee can vouch, the April 8th, 2019 was our first meet and greet. We literally had 50 women show up and 30 women signed up that very night.
That's
and
awesome.
Now we have almost 80 women. And we're at Mansfield Fish and Game in Massachusetts. And it has been an amazing journey. And in fact, I'm going to tell a little bit of a story of a 70-year-old that Amy, I'm just not going to say her full name, but Amy, she's 70 years old. She shoots a snub nose 38. She shoots a single action 22. And boy, oh boy, I'm telling you, when she first came, I was like, oh, why did they give you a snub nose? Oh my God, you're amazing. Like, she is absolutely amazing. And that's the moments that we get, that we just smile and we say, this is why we're doing it. We're doing it because she is a single, she lost her husband, I believe, so she's by herself, and she feels confident and comfortable with a firearm, and she's a responsible gun owner. And if it wasn't for us as a group, that wouldn't happen. So it really makes me smile.
That's cool. Good. Cool. Before we move on to how Renee got into it, I do want to thank G-Webs for being on top of it. This guy's on top of everything. He put a link in the chat to the Sister in Arms, A Firearms Story YouTube channel, which everyone needs to go check out and watch some episodes and subscribe and hit the notification bell. So thank you, G-Webs, for putting that up. All right, Renee.
All right. So I grew up in a military family. Everybody was in the military. Grandma, grandpa, aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody. And so I was used to having long guns in the home because everybody we all hunted. So it wasn't unusual for me to see, guns hanging out on gun racks. Back then they didn't lock them up. They just taught their kids not to touch them, right? The kids just didn't touch the guns. So handguns were new to me because nobody had handguns in my family. But when I got divorced and had 2 children, it was the first time in my life that I went home to a dark house with no protection. Because in my head, I thought the man protected the woman, right? That's how I grew up. Mm-hmm. So it didn't take me long to realize that I needed to be my own protector. And so I took a home firearm safety class. I was the only female in the class. Wow. And that was 10 years ago. The class was at a range, and there were probably about 30 or so people in the class, and I was the only female. So it was really hard for me to walk in. I'm a nurse, so by trade, I'm surrounded by women all the time. And I worked in labor and delivery for a long time. So again, I was surrounded by women. So I'm just used to being with women. So to walk into a range with all of these guys and, oh my gosh, I'm going to learn how to shoot this gun. And this is so crazy. And when Kerrie approached me after I got my license, I said, absolutely, I'll do that with you, because I don't ever want a woman to feel the way I felt. And don't get me wrong, the guys were great, but women soften things. I feel like, we have that nurturing side that sometimes testosterone just can't touch. And some women, when they're learning something like shooting a gun, they need that. A lot of the women that come to us are domestic violence survivors, or they've had issues in the past where they have a lot of trust issues going on. So it was really awesome when she asked me to do it. I knew for a fact it was gonna be successful, but I never had any idea that it would snowball into doing Sisters in Arms, doing the DC project, riding around with Charlie Cook, being on live TV with Matt Mallory. Like it's a snowball effect, and we're just going with it.
Right. What was this, something?
This is a cool industry for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I wish I found it a lot sooner, because I finally found where I belong. Like, seriously.
For sure.
Yeah, this is something. I'm going to say it wrong every time, because I know I'm not supposed to say the way I said it. Anyway, so Jeannie here said that it's harder for women to learn from their boyfriends, and unless you're dating me or Matt, your boyfriend or your husband or both probably is not a firearm instructor. So and even so, like I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to do that. I dated this girl for a while. She said, I called her an anti-gun wacko. And
to her face?
That's why he said he dated her for a while.
For a while.
a while
So,
ago.
right. So I said she was anti-gun, and she said she's not. She doesn't want to carry one. So I don't know, she got all, I don't know what the problem was. She got all worked up about this and said she was going to take a gun class with somebody else and learn how to outshoot me. And I'm like, all right, well, let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And she never did. So we're not together anymore.
We hear that a lot, that they come to the women's shooting chapter, Armed Women of America, and they're like, oh, my husband or my boyfriend was teaching me how to do it, but we got so frustrated with each other, and then I got so irritated I wasn't even paying attention. So I think it's too close, and they might be approaching the way they teach, and like you said, they're not instructors, so
Right.
they're just going off of what they think.
Yeah. Oh, sure. No, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
it might be that they know some things, but it's better when it comes from whoever they're comfortable with, really.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Before we move on here, I want to let everyone know you should go to meetthepressers.com/giveaway and enter the code SIA to be entered to win. What do we have? We have a next level training cert green laser training pistol, which is valued at $439, and the Mantis X10 valued at $250. So go to meetthepressers.com/giveaway, excuse me, and enter the code SIA for Sisters in Arms.
Technically a /, but it'll still work.
Oh my gosh! Whatever slash it is. Come on, man.
Remember, I was a tech geek before all this fame.
All right, you can take tech right out of that.
Yeah, we want to thank both Next Level Training and Mantis for being sponsors of both Meet the Pressers and obviously our joint show, Meet the Pressers and Riding Shotgun with Charlie.
Yep, I'm a dealer from Mantis, and I can vouch. Mantis is amazing product. Yep. Absolutely amazing product.
Yep. Great company, great people, great products.
Absolutely.
So all right, so that's how you ladies became gun folk. How does this parlay into becoming instructors?
Oh, so you want to take it?
Go ahead.
So when we started Armed Women of America, one of the prerequisites is that you're supposed to be an instructor. You're supposed to have instructors, RSOs on the line to secure the line when it comes to the shooting portion of our meeting. And we weren't there yet. So corporate said, well, as long as you're going to get it, that's fine. So we had instructors on the line helping us until we got our certifications. So that's how we ended up becoming instructors, which felt really natural because we had been teaching, with instructors watching us teach. So it gave us that, that leg up. So by the time John Green got to us and we had to get certified through him, which he's amazing. It wasn't so bad because we kind of already were used to being in front of people, teaching people. Would you say that's accurate, Kerrie?
Oh yeah. Yep. And, I think it ended up being almost an addiction for us because once I love taking a class with John Green, by the way. So John Green is the director of education for GOLD, Gun Owners Action League, and he's our mentor. He's everything. Every time we have a question or whatever, we have him in our back pockets, so to speak. So, but he really is something else. And I think once we started getting educated in everything else, we just kept going. I got my USCCA certification, and now we're doing the pepper spray certification to become an instructor for that. So, but we're realizing that it doesn't stop. It's not a one and done. If we really want to be the leaders for the Bristol County Armed Women of America shooting chapter, we really need to provide as much as we can to these ladies. And I think the challenge that we have is we literally have like almost 30 women, give or take, per month in the classroom, and they're different levels. There's green, there's people that have been shooting for a while, there's older, they have different, maybe some of them have disabilities, arthritis. So I mean, you're going into this as an instructor, and we are trying to provide what we can for everybody in that class. So it's really been awesome, and educating yourself and being with really positive, amazing instructors like Charlie Cook, yourself, Matt, and being able to call somebody and ask a question if we have any questions, because we don't know everything. That's why we,
Charlie,
you know.
Charlie, how many times do you get a text from me? Charlie, what's this? Can you help me with this?
Right.
Can you do this for me? Yeah.
Yeah,
You know-
I get them once in a while, which is good. It's good.
It's great to have resources, strong resources. I mean, I don't know what I would do without you guys.
Strong resources and strong accents. I love your accents. So, Kerrie,
so
and you go ahead. Sorry.
We actually have about 80 members in our chapter, but 30 come regularly to our meetings every month.
Oh yes, thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Kerrie Ann, you made a good point as far as, you know, seeking out other knowledge and whatnot, because we don't know everything. And at any level, none of us instructors know everything, or even if we, you know a lot, there's still other things that we can, other angles we can get, or other things we can say a different way, teach a different way, etc. A different way, trying to get it across to our students, because as we know as instructors, we want to try to get it across in multiple different ways because people learn differently. And you know, even Masad Ayub and Tom Givens and other instructors like that take classes with other instructors on an annual basis just to get a different take on things. So
Yep.
Kudos to you for being open to that.
Yeah, I love it.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of fun, and I just wish I had more of an open wallet. You know?
Right?
My wallet's open and everything falls out. Sometimes you got to be careful.
The birds land in it and pull all the ones out, right?
It doesn't take long. It doesn't take long. It says, we met your team at the USCCA Expo, but my wife wasn't able to connect with anyone in our area. So one of the things that I did put up, Daniel, is I put this up, which is armedwomen.org, which is how you can find them. And then if you go to, let's see, if we go to this one here. If you go to Armed Women, there is a link. There is a search.
Yeah, it's a search.
So you can find a local chapter and find someone.
And if there isn't one, you can always
stat one.
You
get started, Pally. You got to become an instructor and get the girls together and come shooting.
You go pack your car and come into the range.
Can I pack your car, bring your Glock down here? And
I thought Glocks were banned.
oh my God.
Oh,
Yeah, Glocks aren't banned. It's only brand new Glocks. So used Glocks are fine. Private transfer sales for Glocks are fine. And
So if I buy a new Glock and then transfer it to you, you can have it?
No, because that's a private transfer over state lines. But if we had a friend who was a police officer, he could purchase a Glock, determine that he doesn't like the finger grooves, and he could sell it to us through a private transfer.
So the finger grooves are what makes it scary.
No, it's we have an approved weapons roster here.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, it's retarded. But as Mike here saying, we should go with some Sig Sauers.
Sig Sauers. Yep.
I love SIG. I don't know what the big draw is for Glocks. I don't know. Was it Hollywood that made Glocks a big, huge thing? Am I gonna get in trouble for saying
Glocks
this?
a block.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I like that.
They're like what was the Henry Ford when he came out with the Model T? He said you can have it in any color you want as long as it's black.
I went to SIG. What was it? Last October, and it was awesome. We went there with the DC project. We had a booth for the Freedom Day event. It was really amazing.
I've never been to SIG.
Oh my God.
I've never, and part of the reason is I just don't like SIGs. The 365 is about the only one that I am okay. I like, but other than that, the other ones are way too big. I don't like.
You know why you like it?
Matt, you don't like
grabbing
the
a tree.
You know why? You know why you like? Go.
You don't like the 238?
I don't know if I've tried that.
Oh, it's amazing. It's like a little 1911.
I hate 1911s.
Oh,
the reason that you
then
like
don't try it because you'll hate it.
Well, I mean, I like 1911s for like nostalgia and stuff, but I mean, who's going to shoot a gun from 1911?
Right.
Right. I think the reason you like the 365 is because it's like a Glock.
Nah, I mean, the one thing I do like about SIGs and like Walther, I carry a Walther. I don't even carry a Glock, but is the grip, the nice
The grip
ergonomic
angle.
grip, the
Yep.
grip angle, the
Thank you, Steve.
trigger press. Steve, we're not friends anymore.
He's off.
He
He's
can't
banned.
win.
He's banned.
Steve, you do know I monitor the who wins and not.
Yeah.
Just
Great.
kidding.
For a year, we've been telling people it's all, it's not rigged.
I was joking.
Yeah, I know. I think he gets it.
I kid. We did have somebody get mad. They asked about the contest, and they were all mad afterwards. And I guess they were deaf and didn't hear us say it, and were blind. I can't remember. And I was just like, I felt terrible about it, but they were pretty mean.
Yeah. Well, this is why we got to bring it up, which, by the way, go to meetthepressers.com/giveaway, enter the code SIA for Sisters in Arms. We're gonna do something pretty cool here. So give me uno momento. We are gonna pull up.
Oh, don't do it.
A picture
Oh,
of Sisters in
God.
Arms.
Oh, God.
Was that a revolver and a Glock?
No Glocks. We're in Massachusetts in this picture.
Yep.
Oh,
I mean,
1911.
No. What was
couldn't
it,
say.
Kerrie? What the heck was it?
I don't remember. It was yours. I have
No, it
idea.
wasn't mine. It wasn't. Was it? Let me see
Yeah.
the picture again.
Yeah, that was yours.
A VP9.
Oh, is
It
it a
could have
VP9?
been.
There you
Okay.
go.
All right. I like VP9.
I
So
actually.
do you want us, Charlie? Do you want us to explain that picture? It's pretty.
Yes.
That's
absolutely.
where our
funny.
name
There you
came
go.
from. That's
Okay, so we found out that they wanted to run an article in the paper on us. So they wanted pictures. And Kerrie's like, well, we can go to the range. I'm like, screw it. We'll just go in the backyard. We're not really shooting. Nobody's going to know where we are. So we put my phone, put it on auto, and I'm like, okay, hurry up, shoot. Like, obviously we didn't even have ammo.
Right.
But
Strike a pose.
Strike a pose.
We were just taking selfies, and that's what we gave to the paper, and that made the front page of the paper.
Yep.
And it's so
Wow.
bad.
And it's funny because when the paper came out, it said Sisters in Arms.
That's how we came up with the name.
Yep.
Nice.
And
We
I
stole
added Firearm Story to it because when I started Googling, I'm like, oh my God, there's Sisters in Arms everywhere. So I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute.
That's awesome.
Hey, Firearm Story.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So I like this picture because in the back we have Amanda.
It's Amanda.
on the phone.
Amanda's so awesome.
I don't know if she's supposed to be photobombing. I did see there was
She's
somebody.
talking.
There was somebody else that was that took a picture when they were down at WAFT down in Orlando. The
World of Firearms Training.
yes, and there was someone else who was taking a picture. They're out for lunch, and it's funny to me because Amanda had her back to the camera and she was talking to somebody. So I'm like, we should start a collection of pictures of Amanda
Collage.
talking in the background, right?
Yes.
I love it. I
think that'd be pretty funny.
That would be good to send her when she reaches her year anniversary with the NRA.
Yeah, that would be cool.
All
That'd be
these
cool.
little
Collage, like in a big
Yeah.
frame.
Right. Amanda in the background talking to people on the phone. That's just cool.
Mm.
Oh, that's Donna. No, that's
Mhm.
Donna Anthony.
Donna Anthony. You got it. And here's you ladies with the gals from Connecticut.
Yep.
Holly
Yeah.
Sullivan and Mary Forges. Talking to Dick Blumenthal.
Yep.
Mhm.
That was actually one of our best meetings that we had.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. Believe it or not, it was actually the longest meeting that we had.
Well,
he-
it wasn't with him. It was with his
No,
staffer.
It was, yeah. But it was still such a really
Right.
great meeting.
It was good.
So here's some other cool stuff that you guys get to do while you guys are out doing the DC project things.
Yep.
You get to hang out with Dick Heller, which is really cool.
Cool.
Yep. That
Dick-
was at the 2A caucus. Yep.
Dick Heller was drinking Bud Light, so I was wondering, if he's
Ooh.
is it Bud Light?
It does.
No.
Doesn't
No.
look
I don't
like
know.
Bud
We're
Light.
supposed to blur that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I never noticed that until this whole Bud Light thing came out, and then I was like, oh gosh, Dick's got Bud Light in his hand, or Bud, or whatever it was.
Right. Right.
How
He's
was
a
he?
funny guy.
How was
He's
he
a funny
talking? Hi, how are you?
Oh my God.
No. You saw these TikToks with that, like they do the filter.
Right. And the voice change.
Yeah.
You should have got the picture of all of us with polka dots. Renee's got this
Oh,
awesome
that's
picture.
a good one.
Oh, I
Well,
don't know.
that's Cheryl. That's Cheryl Todd. She's
Yep.
she's
Oh,
like the
that's Cheryl.
mama of
Polka
polka
dotted
dots.
princess.
Yep, and we all
Yes.
had polka dotted dresses.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
You got it. So I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if you guys know this is how that came about. This same lady that I was dating that I was talking about earlier, I would show her all these pictures of me with these people, and every time I get a picture with Cheryl, she was in polka dots. So she started calling her the polka dot lady.
Oh,
She's like,
that's so funny.
is that the polka dot lady? So, right? And so I told Cheryl this, and Cheryl turned that whole thing into a deal, into the whole polka dots are my camo and stuff. So
I love
I
it.
love it.
yeah,
I love it.
it's pretty
I'll
cool.
be I'll be shopping and I'll find a polka dot dress and I'll literally take a picture and send it to her and be like, "Look at this dress!" You know, it's so funny.
Right.
Yeah,
I saw-
she's awesome.
I saw a polka dot suitcase at the airport today, and I'm like, oh, I should get a picture of that and ask Cheryl if she's around someplace.
Mhm.
Cheryl, oh Cheryl, where can you be?
Right? It's
Exactly.
it's like the Batman signal, right? You pull some polka dots out, Cheryl Todd pops up.
Where'd you come from?
Right?
I was
You
hiding in the
called
polka-
me.
Yeah,
All right.
Someone pulled out some polka dots.
I've been hiding in the
Mhm.
polka dots.
So tell us about Sister in Arms and how you ended up starting the YouTube channel and the TV show.
Oh gosh. Well, it kind of came from a lot of different things. I was actually going to do a YouTube channel on my own. And it was like Kerrie Ann's Freedom Corner. And I'm like, I don't know where I'm going with this. I actually recorded like one little clip. And I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going. I have no idea. So I just kind of forgot about it. And I'm like, Renee, let's do this. Let's do this. And then ended up going into this. And then we started talking about that. And then we did the newspaper, and then that came out. It was like all these signs that led us up to the moment of let's just do it. Let's do it. We were going to go to the local access channel in my hometown. And then we ended up going to the access channel in her hometown, which was actually brilliant because they have the studios are a little bit more advanced than my hometown because they just opened up the studio not too long ago. So am I forgetting anything, Renee?
Charlie, do you have a picture? Charlie was on our show. He's got to have a picture.
Yeah, hang on a second. I was trying to pull up another picture, but
I'm so scared when Charlie like digs through his archives.
yeah.
So Charlie, that was like our third episode?
Third episode.
Third episode.
Yeah.
We're in such baby stages with that show, but
That's
if you watch the first show, it's just horrifying. Like, as
I don't think so.
You don't? Okay.
No.
Well, anyway, moving on. We're like on number 13, and you can already see like it's so much better. So when I send the link to people to watch, I'm like, just skip to 3. Start with 3. You'll get everything if you just start with episode 3.
I think it's definitely we've gotten a lot more relaxed because I think in the beginning we were so focused on everything.
It's a lot. There's lights and cameras and the directors.
There's lights and cameras and action.
And look at these big heavy hitters that we're interviewing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's John Green from Gun Owners Action League.
Yeah.
So it's so you guys really lucked into this. You guys like found a TV station that's got all the gear, and you've got
I know, and it's free. It's
people
totally
producing
free.
it, right? Like,
So
you dogs.
It's really cool because we're able to act. The only, I don't want to say disadvantage, but the only disadvantage is that it's an access channel. So when we interview somebody and we're recording at the studio, we can't promote somebody for profit. But what we do is we can mention it once, and then we take it and then we put it onto our YouTube channel. And then underneath the about section is really where we go to town and promote anybody that we interviewed. So there's definitely I don't want to say ways around it, but it's like with the Armed Women of America shooting chapter, we didn't expect that to take off, and this is Sisters in Arms has totally been a very big success. Obviously, it's primarily for the Massachusetts area because it's like, but we're also finding that we're starting to tap in to things out of the state as well.
You
like
guys had
suicide
Michael
prevention.
Sodini. You had Michael Sodini on, right, from Walk the Talk America?
Yeah. So the thing with Mike was he was the first person that wasn't local that couldn't come to sit with us. So we had to do it at Kerrie's studio in her hometown because they had green screen and the capability of patching someone in, where our studio and where we are does not have that.
Gotcha.
So, but it was good because we were able to, we're now able to get people on the show that can't, drive in.
That was that was our whole thought with Meet the Pressers. When Clint and I started it, we wanted to do it right off the get-go with Zoom so we could just do it remotely wherever, anywhere in the world. And then COVID happened, a couple years after that, so it just made it easier to keep up with the show without actually having to put it on a hiatus. So it's good that you guys can do that remotely like that.
Yeah, that is good. All right, so we've got a couple of comments here, a couple of questions from Woods. What is the most mansplaining thing said to both of you? Now, first of all, we want to talk about the band that you guys talked about.
Yeah, the band?
Yeah, you talked about a band, right? Your favorite band?
What band were you in?
Band?
Us?
Yeah, the Flock of Seagulls.
Oh! Okay. You just made me cackle on live. Okay.
This is what I do.
Okay.
As long as you're not stirring up a cauldron while you're cackling, it'll be fine.
Okay. So do you want me to explain Flock of Seagulls? Because I am not the only woman that has experienced this. Okay. So Flock of Seagulls is when you're a woman and you're at the range, minding your own business, shooting, and you have all these guys and they're coming over and they're like, do you want me to show you how to shoot? And I'm like, well, look at my target, look at your target. Are you really gonna show me anything? And they just, do you want to shoot my gun? No. Like, why are you over here? And so, and they just congregate. And so we named them Flock of Seagulls, and it happens at almost every single range. But now
funny. You can make a show about that.
Flock of Seagulls.
I am purposely trying to wear my instructor Armed of America shirt now, because I did have a situation where I was teaching a class and I was bringing the students to the range after to shoot. And I had somebody approach me and said, oh, do you need any help? I can help you. Oh, you ladies should join Armed Women of America. I heard they're pretty good. And I was there
that day.
And I looked at him. I'm like, yeah, I'm one of the leaders. Oh my God. I am so sorry.
Kerrie was so like,
well, at least they're recruiting.
About it. Yeah.
At least they're trying to recruit for you.
Yeah. She's like, I am the Armed Woman of America.
Right.
But the one thing that I have to say that sticks out in my head mostly is when we first started the chapter and we started rapping with some male members at the range that we were currently at, and they said, and I'll never forget this, what if it fails? What if what fails? What if the well-armed woman fails? Well, why would it fail? But what if it does? Then it's going to make the range look bad.
Yeah.
What?
We're like, what?
Like, and wow. I think that just revved me up even more. I'm like, it's never going to fail now.
For sure.
Right?
Sure.
Remember that? You were there,
I
Renee,
remember.
that
conversation. I was there.
And I couldn't understand because I think unfortunately there's a lot of, I don't want to say men, because there's a lot of like old-fashioned, old school, good old boys.
What do we call them?
Buds.
Okay.
You're not going to show that picture, are you?
Okay. This is just going to another level.
Keep talking, ladies.
But I didn't know what that meant. I didn't realize that was like a bad thing. I thought it was like,
Okay. Listen, if you're going to hang around with Charlie Cook, you're going to get into shenanigans. Shenanigans are going to happen.
Okay.
Steve said, do it. Do it.
I'm digging. I'm digging up. I'm digging the picture up. So
Charlie digs that up.
Keep talking.
So
go ahead.
What was I saying? Oh my God.
That's all right. You were talking about FUD ranges or FUD.
Oh yeah, so it was like I think. So I think it's just that there's like old school way of thinking, and so when they see a woman at a range,
Yep.
I don't think not everybody is accepting
Kerrie,
that.
it's because these are ranges that have existed for 100 years.
Yeah.
They've been predominantly male
Oh, I know why.
membership, right? And for generations and generations, it's been a boys' club.
Yep.
And we don't realize that because we're not tenured, right? We haven't been doing this for that many decades and decades. But I mean, I look at it from the point of view of the men, and it's probably a big change for them. I mean, they have these women all coming in droves because let's face it, we're coming in hot and heavy into this industry. And they're probably like, oh, wait a minute. Like, that's a big change, right? Would you say?
I think it's a big change, yeah. But I also think that we're very lucky because I think we've had a lot. It's weird because I sit there and scratch my head and say, oh my God, we have a lot of male instructors that have become close friends and mentors, and we don't even think anything of it because we're just very fortunate.
Yep. This is a cool industry for sure.
Absolutely.
So here we're gonna get back to a couple of Woods' questions, but here's the
okay. Do you want me to explain this picture?
Hold on. So from left to right, we have Renee, me, Pierre Solomon, Kerrie Ann, and John Petrolino, the Penn Patriot. Yes,
the Penn Patriot.
Everyone make sure you get a good look at this because our album is going to be dropping in the fall.
It's going to be called Flock of Seagulls.
It's going to be Glock of Seagulls.
Yeah.
Ooh, Glock of Seagulls. I like that.
So that was the
funny.
gun owners. Yeah, that's funny. I like what you did there.
It's funny. Oh my
so
God.
that was the Gun Owners Action League end of the year meeting. So that's where we were at the end of it. Everybody went home, but of course you always have the people that hang out and cause shenanigans.
It was the hats. It was the orange hats. Right?
I don't like those hats. We gotta talk to them. They gotta do better. That's a funny hat. That's a funny hat.
It is a funny hat. Yeah. So they wanted to wear the orange hunter orange hats, and they wanted to go out and take some pictures. I do have some pictures.
Oh no!
By the 3D deer target. No, I'm not. They're not on my computer, so you guys are safe. People send me a DM.
But they're on mine.
Right. Send me a DM, people. I'll hook you guys up. And then once it's out there, there's nothing I can do about it. You know.
I know.
So we went out to take some pictures at the 3D deer target, and then we went to like the 3D turkey target, and then we saw that building, which is for shooting, simulating if you're up in a tree stand, and we're like, oh my God, we should all line up on that and make it look like it's some 1976 album cover. And so we pulled out the tripod and set it up and had a good time with that.
Yep, it was
all right.
good.
So before we move on, because we're almost in the home stretch here, a couple things. One, please go to meetthepressers.com/giveaway. Enter SIA in the code. We got a couple comments. Someone asked, let me see if I can pull it up. Woods wants to know if there's a difference between a two-way advocate and a two-way activist. And I think, I don't know if we covered it here or
we had
on
this
another
question
one
before. Yeah, we did have.
So we did. A two-way advocate is somebody who wants to promote more people to get into the two-way sports, but an activist is somebody who wants to go out and make some legislative changes. So I think that's what the difference between the two of those are. The next questions Woods has is, besides Matt and I, who inspires you ladies the most?
Oh, top 3 people? Does it have to be in the 2A industry?
I'm going to go with no, because we find motivation outside of
True that.
Outside of gun stuff as well.
Agreed.
All right. Well, I have to put John Green on that list. even though it is 2A related, but
That's
he's
okay.
he's remarkable. He's so unbelievable. So that's one for me.
Cool.
Kerrie, you go one, and I'll think of my
She'll
second
think
one.
another one.
I'm gonna say that what inspired me in the beginning is my family, and the reason why I got my firearm is to be my own first responder. And my children is what drove me to start educating myself and everyone else around me because of the situation that they had at their friend's house. And then after that, it was definitely Kelly Pigeon and that long conversation that we had at 10:30 at night on, Facebook Messenger. And then after that, it was, I have a lot of people, but it definitely was John Green, Goal, and then all the friends that I've become friends with along the way.
Very cool.
Did you just do 3 people all in one? Was
Yeah.
that one?
Sorry.
You did?
I
No,
did.
that's okay.
She was prepared.
Crap.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't who inspires me. So many people inspire me. I mean, on a daily basis, I feel like that changes. I have a delegate in the DC project that I went to the State House with today, and listening to her testimony in the car before we got there, it's just unbelievable. And she went into that State House and she passed out flyers, and she was so proud to be a delegate. And this was her first time in the State House as a delegate of the DC project. And I just looked at her and I thought, if that's not inspiration. And she just had, there's many ways to skin a cat, right? This woman went in there, and it's just the way she holds herself up, and her talking points are just unbelievable. Never once did she say, I'm here because this is my Second Amendment right, or these are my civil rights. Like she was very personable and emotional and
Humble,
factual. Yeah, she knew what she was there to do, and it was very inspiring to watch.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Very cool. Let's spend a few minutes talking about this.
The pretty girls walk like this.
Oh my goodness. Please tell me you have more pictures than just that.
I'm seeing what I got here.
That just happened last weekend, or the weekend before, April
2
1st.
weeks ago,
Wow. Yeah. Holy moly, time is flying. That was super fun.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. I was in charge of the models, and Kerrie did the rest. It was unbelievable. Gun Owners Action League put this on. We got sponsors and vendors, and we had 18 models, and they had costume. I don't want to call them costumes, but they had, they changed their
wardrobe changes.
Wardrobe changes. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some of them were costumes, right? Some of them kind of seemed costume-ish.
Yeah.
But it was so fun. It was so fun.
Are you talking about the gentleman wearing the kilt?
Yes, who ripped it off, and he had his tactical underwear on.
That is a wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah, I didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah, well, listen, if there's a guy that says he's wearing a kilt, you should assume he's going to take it off.
Wow.
It was wow.
No, we had 18 models. 3 of them, I believe, were men, right, Renee?
Yes.
And we had 19, I want to say vendors. So we had 19 individuals that were supporters of Goal. We had tons of raffle baskets. Some of the sponsors were my God, I love it.
Those weirdos.
Right.
Was the USCCA.
Awesome.
Yeah, we had Patriot Firearms School and Defense, Bass Pro Shop, NSSF, to name a few. Spent
That's
Rounds, Creative. We had tons.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of put this together, kind of like I swear it felt like 1 month, and with Charlie Cook's help and everyone else around us, that wanted to support Goal and the fashion show, because if nobody understands what the second, well, we called it the Second Amendment Fashion Expo, and if anybody doesn't really understand what that's about, it's basically showing you the different ways to concealed carry your firearm. Even though Massachusetts is not necessarily a concealed carry state only, you actually can carry. You don't have to conceal carry your firearm, but it's not recommended. Just saying. Okay, it's just not recommended. But women in general, I think, have a hard time figuring out how to conceal carry their firearm and feel secure and safe. So we kind of gave them some different alternatives and showed them on the catwalk.
That's awesome. Melvina is saying she'd like to do something similar in California.
Mm.
It's a concealed carry fashion show?
I'm assuming that's what she meant.
Is she are you a firearm instructor? Are you part of the Armed Women of America as well?
Well, let's see what she says. I know she's one of my students. I certified her as a pepper spray instructor when I was out in Nevada last year.
Nice.
Very cool. Amanda Suffolk is she wrote the book on the concealed carry fashion show. So if you get on the Google machine, you can find that out. Here's one of the other.
My God, Charlie, you're gonna get
What
it.
the heck is that?
That's
oh my God, you did not.
That's not the worst one. And then we got Renee's shoes as well.
Those are
So
cool.
there we go. There we are.
That's her book, by the way.
Oh, there we are. There's the book.
There you go.
Awesome.
She literally wrote the book.
Amanda literally wrote the book. All right. Well, listen, we need to get to wrapping things up because we only keep these to an hour. All right. So real quick, how can somebody wants to get a fashion show going, get the book? If you buy the book, I know you get Amanda's contact information. So you can work things out with Amanda Suffolk. She can steer you in the right direction and give you a little bit of assistance there. Not that Renee or Kerrie Ann couldn't, but like I said, Amanda wrote the book on it.
Nice girl. Awesome.
Yes. Let's get this comment in real quick. The women of Armed and Styled and She Equips Herself seem like they would have been able in collaborating with the other stuff in the show. You should reach out to them. I think Stav was supposed to come, right?
She did. Yes, she was supposed to come, but she had a family member have a baby.
Yep.
There we go. There we go. All right. So how can people find you and all of the wonderful things that you ladies are up to?
Sisters in Arms 2022 @gmail.com.
All right.
We also have a Facebook page as well.
There we go. Facebook page.
Yep.
Facebook page. The YouTube channel.
Yep. Sisters in Arms, but you got to type in Sisters in Arms, a firearm story.
All right. And everyone needs to make sure that they go there. They can watch the videos. They can like the videos and subscribe and hit the notification bell. You didn't talk about ways to be empowered.
So Ways to be Empowered is my private instruction business. And I'm actually just created a website. And I'm also going to school for digital marketing. So awesome. I'm actually, the website itself it's interesting because it's not just about my firearm business. I'm actually promoting and trying to establish a section on the website that promotes all the other 2A advocate groups or individuals like Charlie Cook, Cape Gunworks, Toby from Cape Gunworks. There's a few other people as well that are part of this group, and we're trying to help each other out because most of the times we are doing this for free. We volunteer our time.
It's not most of the time.
It's all the time. So if we can try to help each other some way or another to stay in the fight, that's really what it's about. So,
and it's a fight more now than ever in our lives, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So Sisters in Arms, a firearm story on the YouTube, on the Facebook, Ways to be Empowered. Obviously, DC Project at dcproject.info. Is where you can find all the DC Project stuff. Oh my gosh, I had it earlier. Armedwomen.org is where you can go to the Armed Women of America. And if you also need to go to meetthepressers.com/giveaway and enter SIA. We're going to be having a giveaway. We're going to be giving away a SIRT pistol. We're going to be giving away a Mantis X10. And if you're watching this on the Riding Shotgun with Charlie YouTube channel, make sure you hit subscribe and hit the notification bell. And you can do the same thing if you are doing this on the Meet the Pressers. But yeah, share the show with your people. This is how we're getting the word out about the things that we're doing. And anything else, Matt?
No, that was great. It went quick.
It did.
It always goes too quick,
doesn't it?
It does. It's always good stuff. Well, ladies, thank you so much for being on. Keep doing the great stuff that you ladies are up to. You guys are doing awesome stuff, and keep it up. Keep rocking.
You too. You both
Thank you for
awesome.
having me.
Thank you.
We're
It's an honor.
We're just keeping up. That's all we're doing. All right, so we got to go. Thank you guys very much. Don't forget, Meet the Pressers, Riding Shotgun with Charlie. We will see you guys next time. Please subscribe to the channel so you know when we put shows out. Check our Facebook pages and check our YouTube channels. We put notifications out on there as well. And we will see you guys next time. Thanks a lot.
Stay safe.